Am I the a-hole for kicking out my fiancé for letting my daughter lock her door? TW self-harm. Before you begin judging, just read first. Around 2 years ago, my ex-husband / my daughter's father passed away in a house fire. My daughter, 14F at the time, 16F now, took this very hard. She became depressed and had suicidal tendencies and thoughts. I did everything I could to help her, including trying to talk to her, giving her space, getting a therapist, getting a therapy dog. I've done everything, nothing has helped. About 10 months ago marks the first time she had an attempt on her life. She had the door locked and I wasn't able to get in the room for about 20 minutes. If I had waited longer she may have not survived. To prevent this happening again I took the locks off her door. Just to clarify, I never walk into my daughter's room or anyone's without knocking and allowing them to say I can come, so it's not a privacy issue. My daughter has since then had one more attempt on her life and I still haven't given her the locks back. About 2 weeks ago, my daughter asked me to let her have a door lock again. I explained to her why I won't let her have one and she got upset and stormed off. 20 minutes later, my boyfriend / fiancé of 4 years, who has gotten very close with my daughter, asked me if I could give her a chance. I told him that if I do give her a chance and something happens to her I would never forgive myself for it. We got into a pretty big argument about it, but it ended and I didn't let her lock the door. 3 days later, I came home from work early and saw my daughter's backpack in the kitchen, which I had expected since she had taken the day off of school. What I didn't expect was for the house to be completely silent. This worried me since my daughter isn't a very quiet girl. She's always playing video games or playing music. She's never this quiet. I went upstairs to her bedroom and knocked on the door. No answer. I knew she was in the room since I heard the fan on in her room and it's never on unless she's home. I knocked again and she still didn't answer, so I panicked and tried to open the door. The door was locked and I couldn't open it. I began to panic. I banged on the door and was calling her and she didn't answer. I called 911 and explained to them what was happening and they got here and broke the door down. Turns out my daughter had her music blasting in her headphones and was taking a nap, so she didn't hear me. I asked her how she got the door to lock and she told me that my fiancé had installed a lock earlier in the day before he went to work. I waited until my fiancé got home to confront him. It caused a huge argument. He said I was overreacting and that I should trust my daughter, that it's an invasion of privacy and she deserves the right to lock the door. We kept arguing back and forth and eventually I told him that I wanted him out of our house. By the way, I bought my house myself and pay the bills myself. He continued yelling at me as he gathered his stuff and stormed off. My daughter understands where I'm coming from and isn't as upset with me, whereas my fiancé hasn't called or texted since, so I'm assuming that we're over. Am I the a-hole for kicking him out?